Hello! Oh yeah, there he goes. See if I can zoom in the camera a little bit. Yeah. And I just saw the intro, it was completely off. I don't know why OBS does things like that. Oh well, anyway, we are currently in Ginza in Botswana. We're gonna fly slightly northwest, up northeast, up to a town called Maun. So I'm gonna set that up, and I will be very interested in if this one starts uh, acting up again. Okay, maybe I think the light from outside is playing a trick here. I need to fix something up. Yeah. This is nice. But, okay, let's see if it likes that better. Sometimes when there is like light coming in from different ways, it disturbs the track IR. Oh well, now it seems to be working the way it should. Alright, let's see. Where are we? We are currently in Gansi is the name, which is Foxtrot Bravo Gamma Zulu. So Foxtrot Bravo Gamma Zulu. Going to flight plan. We set that as a there, and then we're gonna go up to Foxtrot Bravo Mike November. Foxtrot Bravo Mike November. There we go. Execute. And then we go into the legs. Because you need legs. Yeah, you need... No. Departure. Departure runway 24 apparently, even though I choose runway 6. And then... Arrival. Runway... Ooh, they have these kind of things. Well, that's interesting. Then we're gonna do something else. Then we're gonna go into little nav map, which currently isn't working. Button is on the stream deck is not working. That is a bit annoying because it was working before. I don't know why it stopped working. Oh well, I will see, because I need to see what the approach profiles is say. We are gonna choose Gansi as our departure airport. We are gonna choose Maun as our destination. Oh, has cat hair in my mouth. Alright, and then show arrival and approach. I wish I could show this on, but why doesn't that work? Because I haven't got the stream yet. No, it still doesn't work. Sorry about this. Oh, I haven't. Eh? I have reset the did some work in OBS and it has not. I forgot some stuff. There we go. There we have little nav map up. Yay! And you see here the flight path. So let's see what we're gonna do. We can go. No. 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 What? Why don't you have any good ones? Well, that one is probably the best one. I have to fly like in that direction than in. Why? Well, I really don't know. What about that one? That one works. That one works as well. If I don't know if I can choose any of those. It is only these ones I can actually choose, I think. Okay, next. Yeah. Those are like visual approaches. Alrighty. So, which one looks best? That one is for... What? No, it comes from the north. That's from north, north, south, south. Probably has something to do with there's something in here. Alright. Can you please stay where I want you? Alright, so let's choose this one. EGM. It is that one? No, it's previous. This one. Okay. Let's choose that one. Runway 8. Via Come? No. Via T-bomb. Where's Octave? Over there. That's a bit far off. And then Raton is there. That's a bit far off as well. I really don't know. So it's T-bomb it is. T-bomb. Then we go into the legs. There. That one. Execute. And we have a flight plan. Nice. I just need to choose that one on our flight plan. I think it might be a little bit of a detour, but doesn't matter. Maybe we get to see a nice view. All right. Get away with that one. We're gonna, how far is it? It's 201 nautical miles. That seems a little bit excessive to what it says here. Are you sure? Take me, T-bomb, and then 400 here. Take me, why do you say 201 nautical miles when this doesn't add up to 200 nautical miles? Or does it? No, maybe it does. Oh well, we'll fly anyway. So let's set the altitude. I think I set it to 30,000. No need to go way too high. And then the heading is gonna be let's see, set the heading. Gonna turn the way we came when we went into the airport. Leave the airport, we have to fly south to intersect that, so maybe something like that. Then we're gonna set the FLC. Set it to right button. This is taking a long time to do this every single time. Would be nice to just be able to punch it in. Maybe there is a way to set it to punch it in the flight computer. Yeah, I never thought of that. $240. And then I'm also gonna go into periphery unit, set it to 30,000, and take off position altitude, cruise altitude, go in there. Okay, that should do it, and we're ready to, right, if I can find my pedals, and we're ready to fly. Nice. Whoa, okay, we're on. Small airport. Autopilot on. And we're also gonna go heading and navigation. Oh, it already found it. Nice. All right, we are on our way up to Muan. Eller cool. Maun. To start a journey of scenic proportions, because right north of Maun is the largest inland delta in the world. The Ocatargo Delta, I think it's called that. And of course now we're flying through clouds. You finding your way? You are. Nice. So this will be I think it will be a cool flight. I'm of course gonna fly on a low altitude over the delta, and then when we get to the next stop, which is in Livingstone, I'm gonna change plane to our little I need to find a word. Our little friend from when we flew in the Comores, just to be able to fly very slowly past the Victoria Falls, which is also going to be a sight to behold. Hopefully, if I can do it correctly. And flying over a very flat piece of land here in Botswana. Our next country is of course Zambia, which is going to be I should count how many countries I've actually been in, so I know. Can I do a fast count? I have no clue if I can do a fast count. But maybe for next stream, I can do I've done a little count to see where how many countries I've actually been in. That would be kind of cool. How far I have left. Well, we're entering a pretty cloudy day here. And maybe you should stop talking and actually do what you're supposed to do. Like flaps and gears. Yeah. You can actually start climbing a little bit here. So we are currently flying towards Maun in Botswana, the second largest village in Botswana. Second largest village? Okay, it has a population of 85,000. Maun is the tourist capital of Botswana and the administrative center of I think it's Gamiland district. Francistown and Maun are linked by the A3 highway. Maun is also the headquarters of numerous safari and air charter operations who run trips into the Okavango Delta. Although officially still a village, Maun has developed rapidly from a rural frontier town and has spread along the Kane River. It has now shopping centers, hotels and lodges, as well as car hire services. Although it retains a rural atmosphere and local tribesmen continue to bring their cattle to mounds to sell. It was founded in 1915 as a tribal capital of the Botawana people and had a reputation of hard living Wild West town, which was the economic center of local cattle ranching. And that's kind of cool. That's the kind of place I would actually kind of would like to visit. Also want to see the Okawanga Delta for real. That's when you fly around in flight simulator like this, you see like so many cool places you would like to visit for real, and you're wondering, is that possible? I've seen so many places in some countries where they say that whatever you do, don't visit this country, and we're like, oh, but that place looks so cool. So, well, anyway, we are climbing towards our cruising altitude. We're about halfway there. We'll be there in maybe 20-25 minutes, something like that. I know it doesn't say that there, but we are still climbing, so when we reach our cruise altitude we will be traveling a lot faster and we'll be able to cover more distance. And it seems to be a pretty cloudy day. What is the weather in Mount? Shall we take a look? Arrival airport. Probably gonna say 5.4 nautical miles. Yes. Wind from 350, so landing straight in is perfect. Clouds, broken clouds. This is not broken clouds. Well, the clouds are broken up some. No. Alright, I sincerely hope that it won't be completely cloudy. But I will fly on a lower altitude when I get to the Delta. Oh well. Fun. You know, you didn't. I'm gonna see here. The flight plan calculation here was very funny, so I'm not gonna follow that one because it. Okay, you can see here how it calculates the flight plan, because there is no entrance this way from into Mount. They have to fly it that way, but I'm gonna fly directly to Egmir instead and then fly in. Maybe I can remove these ones and fly into T-bomb directly, but Let's do this. Let's have fun. Let's fly worth of. We could enter these ones and just have fun, just because. Alright. It might be longer, but it's a good training. Okay. We have Utasu. add that one above. And then we have etmox. Oh, there. Cute. Alright. That will send us on a flight path that the little nav map has recommended, which is going to be interesting. Well, especially when we make that turn at Eggmere. Okay, I want to see where are the top of descent. It is at Etmox. Alright. Why aren't I climbing very, very slowly? Still have my flaps. That didn't work. Oh. What the heck? That was weird. I did push the button, but maybe it was wrong. Now we're climbing. Hey! Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of things you have to remember, especially when you're alone. Could like do like checklists and stuff like that. There's a lot of buttons. Okay. I have really no clue what any of these are doing. So, but maybe I'll learn someday. And I wouldn't call these scattered clouds. Okay, so how far we have? 145 nautical miles left to Maun to enjoy. Okay, so there I am. All right. A little bit more gray hair and less beard. There really isn't any pilot that looks like me. Wish you can make your own avatars. That would be fun. Okay, where are we in? We are in cruise, which means I have to check the speed in a little while so I don't overspeed. Start pulling down a little bit on the throttle. For some reason, I don't know why I don't have a wind indication. Something I've taken away without me actually knowing. Rain will see. This is Not that. Ah. Not that. Radar menu. I really don't know why I don't get the wind direction. Any wind data. Which would be very helpful in some way. Minimum barometer. Nation. That's not it. That flips after them. That flips. That is between those. Okay. Now we're going into Edmere. I'm gonna put it on vertical navigation. We're gonna see our 386. I'm gonna put the altitude on. First you can see what the altitude are on the next leg. 6,000 at T-bomb. So let's go down 6,000. Nothing feel. Oh, it's almost 14 nautical miles in. Okay, now we're turning following navigation point up to Echo Tango Mike Oscar Aerox? I don't know. That's a copy machine. Copy machine, not coffee machine. Yeah, you can see it here. We're gonna start our descent around this waypoint here. Which is not very far from now. I'm gonna have that one there. I have this one here. We are about, we'll say about 15 nautical miles away from top of descent. What other legs we have? MN 400. MN 401 is that? Okay, so I don't know why you haven't got the name. Okay. Well, it has it here. You go down to 5,100, 400 and 401. All right. Yeah. So why I'm not showing the wind direction is beyond me. There's probably a button I can press somewhere to get that. What is this? Nothing. Nothing at all. I have to check that out because I had it before. Really don't know why. It should be like an arrow here showing the wind direction. Not sure why it's not there. But it would be interesting to actually have it. Okay, we see the top of the descent marker coming down here. We should catch it. of it saw the top of descent coming there, and there it is. So this is a maneuver that is interesting to do, both descending and turning at the same time. And now we're going a bit fast. I need to adjust the speed. Okay, so I saw a video yesterday where there was they're talking about an accident that happened. It was probably quite a long time ago, with during a training flight with a 707, and they were talking about yaw and pitch and all how the planes react when you turn the controls, and it was actually really interesting. Why did you? All right. Did it find a new top of descent? New. V path. Could have V nav. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it was talking about like when you with the yaw movement of the planes. So when you use the tail rudder, like when you move the pedals, the plane actually gets more lift on one wing, so it automatically do a bank. And in order to compensate that, you have to move the ailerons to the opposite of what you do when of your pedals. So if you move your pedals to turning to the left, you have to bank to the right to compensate for the extra lift that wing provides. So you push that plane, that wing down. And also these big airliners have very swept wings. Quite similar to this plane actually, it has very swept wings as well. It is that it has a tendency to yaw, like to oscillate. So and they're also quite like what you can say, slow in the moments. So if you're banking to the right, and you want to start going towards, if you turn that one, yeah, if you're banking to the right and you want to start and you want to level out, you pull left, tell the plane to go to bank left, but before you reach neutral, you have to turn right again in order to stop the banking movement. And in this video there was a where they were actually doing this during a training flight, and they did it so student misunderstood and how he had never flown a jet before. It was the first time he flown a jet, and it was the first day he flies it, and the instructor tells him to do quite advanced maneuvers, much more advanced maneuvers than you should expect someone to do on a what? You can't just change like that. Okay. Here I am trying to do some talking, and this plane is just not like changing the altitude, changing the autopilot all the time. Yeah. Now there we go, there we have it. Okay. Once again, and we're now doing the turn at Eggemere, which means that we are approaching our destination. We have 60 nautical miles left. Well, anyway, so what they were doing, he was forcing a very, very steep bank, and then in order to train the pilot to rescue the plane from this very steep bank. But this pilot was used to how propeller planes act. So he kept, when he noticed that the plane was banking very, very, very far to the left, he pushed very hard to the right, too hard, and then he did not compensate at the end, so the plane went into a right bank. And then, of course, he did the opposite. He put hard to the right, to the left, in order to compensate that, so the plane went into there. So it ended up in a self-oscillation between left and right and left and right. And after a while, the instructor took over, but this had gone so far, so the plane was almost at 90 degrees when the instructor took over. And the instructor somehow forgot everything he knew, so he kept pulling very, very hard on the controls, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, in order to get it. So what ended up, slowly, is that the plane basically tore itself apart. The engines, who are like the heaviest part and has most inertia on the plane, on the wings, there's a 4-engine plane. So in order to not risk an engine to tear the wing apart if it gets overloaded, the pylons are constructed to let go first. What actually happened is that 3 of the engines basically tore off the wing and flew away, and that of course allowed fuel to gush out, which started a fire. And yeah, it's an interesting video. It just shows how you can very easily overstress a plane so that it actually tears itself apart. It was a little bit similar to what happened on the I think it was about 10 years ago over New York, where a captain kept overcompensating on his rudder pedals, basically tearing the tail fin away from the plane by going left and right and left and right and left and right in a quick succession, and it overstressed everything, and the plane and the tail fin tore itself apart, and the plane crashed. There are so many examples of those kind of things. And it really shows that when you fly a plane, you have to be that you have to look forward to what you're doing. You have to know in advance of what you're gonna do, and you have to take everything in a controlled and easy way. Handle the plane like you want to be handled yourself. Don't force it to do stuff. Of course, a jet fighter you can force more, but you have to know the plane. And hey, I'm starting to talk like I actually know what I'm doing. Which of course I don't. I have never flown a plane in my entire life, for real. But I've learned quite a lot by looking at some videos and also flying here. I feel it like if I push the plane, if I pull up too much on the controls, the plane is really doesn't get very happy with me. And I still do it, usually when I land. I have to try to relax, do small, very small inputs. I think the first time I tried to fly it was at a friend's house. He actually flown with me during the Comoros, David, and it didn't take long for me to crash. And then it took a while before I've even tried it, because I didn't have the simulator, and then he kept like nagging on me to get it, and then I realized that I have the Game Pass, and it's part of Game Pass. It's expensive. So I downloaded it, and I started flying. And actually, the first time I flew it again, everything was working so much better. Somehow I could control the plane a little bit better, and I felt more controlled of what I was doing. And what actually happened is that I downloaded the game. I flew one day with David, try like controlling the plane, and then I flew a little bit by myself around Stockholm, and then I started this trip. So basically, like 2 days after I got the game, I started this around the world trip, which is kind of insane if you think about it. I need to refill fuel when I get there as well. And this is basically what I've been doing. I've been flying a little bit with some other stuff between, but not much. Okay, lots of clouds. I will see if we can contact air traffic control. Bring up the radio there. Radio. I need to find the button for this. Approach. Oh no. Nearest airport list. The Mound. Toon Mound Tower. Request full stop landing.
Mon Tower, TS 151520 miles, south 10,500 to land.
TS 1515, Mon Tower, QNH 101 tree, make left downwind, runway 26.
Hey! Okay.
Make left downwind, runway 26, TS 1515.
Well, that kind of destroyed everything for me. Thank you. Okay. I have put in everything here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly in, do this approach towards the airport, and how much time do I have? 5 minutes. In a way, it really doesn't matter which runway I choose. It doesn't say a recommended runway here. Runways. Runway 8 is recommended. And it doesn't. Okay, it's because you really don't. You know what? I'm gonna make the controller angry at me. I'm gonna land on runway 8 anyway, because that's what I planned. Because that is recommend. Runway 8 is recommended. The wind is barely noticeable, so they maybe. Anyway. I wish I could like. I would like to like say like, can I change runway? But I can't. There is no way to change the runway. Could you do that in 2020? Oh well.
Altitude.
So we are gonna go altitude 5,100. I am gonna make the controller unhappy, and then I'm gonna say when I'm on the ground like, oh, sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said 8. Sorry. Okay, flaps 1. And the airport is actually in the clouds. In a very big cloud. And over there is the delta. Okay. Approach. Not sure it's gonna catch the glide path. Yeah, it did catch the glide path. Nice. Okay, still can't see the runway. We are 6.1 nautical miles out. It said 5.4, so I hope so. There, I see the runway. Nice. Which means that we're gonna slow down a lot. I'm going way too fast. Down with the landing gear. Alright. Can you maybe give me landing clearance? Hello? Landing clearance. Hello? No? I'm on final. You're gonna say I'm not clear to land here. You are not clear to land. Well, bummer. Okay, it's gonna say I'm not clear to land, but I really don't care. Yes, 1-5, you are not clear to land.
Autopilot.
He didn't say anything. All right. Damn, my Xbox controller gets weird.
TS-1515, you are not clear to land.
Oh yeah, I know.
Runway.
I know I wasn't.
TS-1515, contact ground on 121.9er.
It was not my fault that you were clear to land. You
Going to
didn't give me landing clearance, and you
121.9er,
gave me landing clearance.
TS-1515.
You gave me the wrong runway.
I'm on ground. TS-1515. Taxi to parking.
TS-1515, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway.
Are those that direction?
TS-1515, did you copy?
I did copy. Just give me a chance.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway. TS-1515.
Okay, good. Ground survey. Fuel supply.
I'm on ground. TS-1515. Could you please send a fuel truck?
Marios, thank you
TS-1515,
for that,
a fuel
and welcome
truck
to
is
the
on
stream.
road.
Yeah, I do my best. The landing was, the actual landing was nice, but yeah, I kind of disregarded what the controller told me, because I had already put everything in on the here for runway 8, and changing those kind of things is kind of a pain in the butt. Well, let's put in our next flight plan. We're gonna take that one, we're gonna put that there, and take that as an execute. Then our next destination is Livingstone, which is Foxtrot, Bravo, Hotel, Kilo. Execute. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see, are there any good waypoints along here? Where are we going? We're going up there, but I'm gonna fly along this delta. Yeah, there are actually nice waypoints here that I can fly along. Alright, so we can put in those. I do this, I put in up the little nav map here. So I'm gonna fly in, I'm gonna fly to Ipsot. So first I'm gonna do is put in on legs. S-O-E. Execute, and then we can fly up to this one. Here's Echo. E-M-E-E. Execute. I want to fly over the delta, you see? Okay, and then we can take EXEDU. Echo Delta Uni. Then I want to turn and stay where I want to be. I want to fly along. I would like to fly along this river. Hello. Thank you. Quick fill up to 70%. There we go. And then you can request fuel supply and
On ground, TS 1515. I am done with fuel services.
okay. And then we are gonna go. Where are we gonna go? I wanna go along the river up to Livingstone. And I mean the up here. I want to fly a little bit along this river. But you can, I think, put in like airports as navigation points. So we can put in Mabula Airport, F, B, and D. Move that one for now. I'm gonna see if that F, B, and D as a waypoint. No, you can't. Yeah, you could. Okay. And then this would just stop being B and D, F, B, and C. I'm just gonna set up a route here. F, B, and B. Yeah. Then we'll fly up to I think I will fly, I will this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna fly along this river. Really odd. There's Sile Airport there. We can take that one. F, B, S, I. There really aren't any waypoints anywhere here. Maybe I won't fly really across the river, but and we have this one, if route E R E E R O E. Can you stop fixating on my plane so I can actually put up a route? Yeah, deep route. There. And then we're going into Livingstone. Yeah. And I'm actually gonna, when I get here, I'm gonna call up Livingstone and announce them where to go so I can check. Okay, so we have a sort of flight plan up to a certain point. And we can go from there. Taxi for takeoff options. Departure to the north.
TS 1515. Taxi to and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Charlie Alpha Delta Alpha Delta Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
I'm gonna go level 5,000. Acknowledge taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway 26 using taxiway Charlie Alpha Delta Alpha Delta Alpha, TS 1515.
FLC. We're setting this one as well. And I wonder if there are any altitudes here. 1,500. Take away that one. 5,000. Okay, 5,500. Okay, let's set the altitude to 5,500 because what I see. 5,700. Okay, so trim is not set properly, so let's set that one, and then we're good to go. Everything is good. Yeah. It's like flying is taking off south. Go north. Same as I did. I don't know why they want me to. Oh well, they are the ones that decide this. Let's see. Set this one to around there. Before we take off, I'm gonna zoom out here and see if it's actually set sort of what I want. It should be. It looks like it's perpendicular. I'm texting way too fast here. I could have accelerated a little bit more there if I wanted and taken off. Alright, Tune Mount Tower. Request takeoff.
Mon Tower, TS 1515, ready at runway 26, north departure.
TS 1515, QNH 101, tree north departure approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 26.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26, TS 1515.
Alright, let's go. And before that, I'm gonna set the heading so we're actually flying towards where I want to go. Not the opposite direction. Doing that, setting it to heading and navigation. FLC is set. Good. Okay. Let's go. A well-used runway. Autopilot on. Flaps up. Gears up.
TS 1515. Continue for north departure. TS 1515. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Knowledge.
Mon Tower, TS 1515. Frequency change.
Alright, now we're gonna fly out over the delta here, which fortunately we're not seems like we're gonna see much of because it's a big cloud. Alright. Hope this is just a temporary cloud. And gonna see some of it. It's not that many clouds everywhere. This is gonna be watching the speed the whole time. Oh, here it is. Look at that. World's biggest inland delta. Okavango Delta is the vast inland delta in the Botswana form where the Okavango River reaches the tectonic through at an elevation of 930 to 1,000 meters in the center part of the Indo-Horic Basin of the Kalahari Desert. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site as one of the few interior delta systems that do not flow into sea or ocean, with a wetland system that is largely intact. All the water reaching the delta is ultimately evaporated and transpired. So one of the few rivers in the world that actually doesn't reach the sea in one way. The Okavango is produced by seasonal flooding. The Okavango River drains the summer January rainfall from the Angola highlands, and the surge flows 1,200 kilometers in around 1 month. The water then spreads over the 37,500 square kilometers area of the delta over the next 4 months. The high temperature of the delta causes rapid transpiration and evaporation, resulting in 3 cycles of rising and falling water levels that were not fully understood until the early 20th century. The flood peaks between June and August during Botswana's dry winter months, when the delta swells to 3 times its permanent size, attracting animals from kilometers away and around and creating one of Africa's greatest concentration of wildlife. Really cool, actually. And of course, there's clouds. Makes it a bit hard, so we don't really see much of it, but I see a little bit here. There are islands and what looks like dried out rivers right now, which is weird because it should be now. I don't think that they actually simulate differences like that. So what they show here is a picture from one period in time, which looks to be sort of the dried out period. I bet that a lot of this is covered in water when during the flooding season. We should be right about now. Yeah, and you're a bit fast. What I'm planning to do is when I get closer to Livingstone, I'm gonna contact them and then ask for a landing clearance, and they're gonna give me the runway, and I'm gonna set up an approach to there. Maybe now I should actually do that. So I'd actually follow the preset course I have. If I zoom out, you can see the course I have here. But I don't have all the way to Livingstone, which is why I'm gonna set that later, once I actually know where I want to go. But I have Livingstone on here. Alright, now we're on actual path, which is nice. And of course there's a lot of clouds. Maybe I should go down a little bit. Well, flying through the clouds is kind of surreal, so it gives a nice feeling. But that's a big cloud. There we have Asaba. Yeah, that's Asaba. Wonder if there's any information on anything here. Saba is actually an airfield. There's an airfield there. That was actually where I was planning to fly. I had set my route to fly to airfield in Sasabas first, but then when I looking around, I just saw that there actually was a much bigger airfield in Maun. There's a lot of small airfields around here. Which sort of makes sense, getting anywhere in a place like this. And there are no roads at all between these small settlements. You basically need well, there are some roads, but they are not functioning for much for cars. More terrain vehicles. You say it's gonna take me 2 hours to get there. And 615 nautical miles. There is something that is not quite right here. Is that actually the airport that I'm going to? No. I have put in the wrong airport. That is completely the wrong airport. I must have forgotten to change it. FLHN is where we're going. That looks much more plausible. Yeah. Definitely much more plausible. 248 nautical miles. I was wondering, why does it show 615? That's because I had it set to another one. Damn, I have not updated my stream deck. Alright, that will be... have to do. Let's see here. While we're flying here, I'm gonna update my stream deck a little bit. If I can. Foxtrot Victor, Foxtrot Alpha. Foxtrot Victor, Foxtrot Alpha. Then we have Osaka. After that, which is Foxtrot Lima Kilo Kilo. You. Foxtrot Lima Kilo Kilo. And then we have the last one, maybe, that I'm planning on. There we have Osaka. Need to find where that airport is. Oh. Where am I flying after Lusaka? Mungo. Okay, there. Foxtrot Lima Mike Golf. Going a big back and forth there. Foxtrot Lima Mike Golf. Foxtrot Lima Mike Golf. Oh, there. I said it. So where are you right now? We are passing Petmed. on our way to what I'm gonna do is I am gonna look at approaches into Livingstone Airport. Destination. See here. I think it's just one. Okay. Oh well, we'll see when we get there. Now we're really entering the heart of the delta here. Which has become a bit more green. You can see the small rivers flowing in the wetlands. And of course we're flying into a Very big cloud here. Makes it almost impossible to see anything. We can check which runway they recommend at Livingstone. Foxtrot, Lima, Hotel Kilo, no, Hotel November. A little number, please. Hotel November, yeah. Recommended runways is runway 33. Alright. Where is runway 33? Oh, it's what? Okay. They recommended a small runway. I'm really not sure about that, you know. This is like the small one. Why would they recommend that one? I want to land on the big one. So, that should be runway 28. I think this just does a sort of, I don't even think these are in use. I think we're gonna land on runway 28, which makes it that we have to go around the runway, the airport. Alright. Just for planning. I think they actually have a like procedures around here. What procedures for Livingstone? If this one could just stop focusing on my plane. Okay. We'll see when we get there which runway we're gonna land on. That will be a nice surprise. Right now we're gonna start turning out from the delta and towards the river and Livingstone. The delta seems to have a little bit more water right now. We're hitting the cloud straight on. Right now we're flying towards the town of Livingstone in Zambia. Livingstone is a city in the southern province of Zambia, lying 10 kilometers north of the Zambezi River. It's a tourist attraction due to its proximity to the Victoria Falls and its road and rail connection to the Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. The resort town on the opposite side of the falls, the historic British colonial city, is present population was numbered at 177,000 inhabitants at the 2022 census. It is named after David Livingstone, the Scottish explorer and missionary who was the first European to explore the area from 1911 to 1935. It served as the first capital of the northern Rhodesia from 1907 to 2011 when replaced by Choma. And also Mukuni, 9.6 kilometers to the southeast of present-day Livingstone, was the largest village in the area before Livingstone was founded. Its Balaya inhabitants, originally from the Roswu culture in Zimbabwe, were conquered by the chief Mukuni, who came from the Congo in the 16th century. Another group of Balaya under chief Dakota lived near the river west of the town. Okay, I'm gonna see which is my last waypoint I have here. It is at airport FBSI. There. Okay, so I need another waypoint after that. I have Eproot. Yeah, I have Eproot. Okay, Eproot is the last one I have. That's good. And after that, we're gonna see if we can contact Livingstone and get an approach runway. This is really not a flight you should normally do. And it does take a long time. But it is kind of nice to just do relaxing flights sometimes as well. We are right now heading up towards the Zambezi River. Right now we're flying along a very small river, I think it was Selinda, which we're gonna fly sort of along before we reach the Zambezi. I wonder if I have real-time weather live. I don't have live weather. I have live weather. Yeah. Alright, the weather just turned worse. Well, I was clever, because right now it started raining as well. Well, that's fun. Gives it a bit more. Yeah, you're gonna fly into a really big rainstorm here. Oh, that would be fun. Long time since I did anything like that. Might be some bit of turbulence going on. Yeah. It is right now seems to be raining a bit, and I have a feeling it's gonna rain a lot more. So hey, there's the airport I'm heading for as a landmark, as a waypoint. We're gonna turn slightly more northeast after this one. There, down below us, we have the Celinda River. Which we're gonna follow ish up to the Zambezi. Our next waypoint is FBSI. Yeah, we're sort of gonna follow the river here. And now it starts raining. Hey, nice weather. Thank you for that. Maybe now they change. No! Broken clouds, 5 for... Like, this is... can only get in one way. This does not look like broken clouds. And really not the kind of weather you would actually fly through. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm flying this low, I would fly much higher to avoid this kind of weather. I would fly above the clouds. Highly doubt I can find the Livingstone already. Yeah, no way. Not sure I can even find the airport I'm heading for. Oh well. It will be nice once we get there at some point. Okay, at least it stopped raining for a little while. We're in almost feel like the eye of a hurricane. Like clear sky above. Okay, this looks kind of cool. Like clouds all around and a sort of tree above. Maybe coming in here. At the center of a low pressure system. When you fly like this, you really need to watch the speed. That would be the Celinda River that we're heading for, the Zambezi River. I hope there are no higher mountains. Are those clouds or mountains over there? I have absolutely no clue. But just stay. Most of the airports are on a 3,000 feet altitude, and I'm on 5.5 around, so actually seems to be going down a little bit towards there, so we should be fine at this altitude. Wonder if we can. Minimum altitude 24, 2,400, 9,000 and a half. All right. 9,500 feet as lowest altitude. Well, all right. That's fun. Now it start raining again. That's even more fun. When I reach Livingstone, I need to take a little bit of a breather. Still have half an hour left to go. Hey, look at that. I have a wind direction. Did I have the wind direction all the time? I have absolutely no clue. We're getting a pretty hard side wind here, which is why we're actually crabbing a little bit. You can feel the wind pushing on the plane. Feel like I'm flying pretty low. I've been flying lower before, when I flew over rivers before. Now I just remember there's going to be more of this. There's going to be a lot of this flying. Because when I fly up to Lusaka, there's a big lake afterwards. It's the lake Kariba. Well. Oh well. Okay, we are about to reach the Zambezi River. We haven't reached it already. We have. We're now going into another smaller delta. The Linyanti Delta, which is formed by the Zambezi River. I'm not clue where the Zambezi River actually is, if we can see it here. Is it that one? That's the river. Which right? So we have the river toward. Okay, here is the Zambezi River. Flowing. We're not exactly flying above it, but we will in a little while. Flying over the Quando Lineati Kobe Delta. You can see here how the wind is pushing on the plane. You'll be able to see the... I can have some fun here, just a little bit. You see here, if I move my rudder pedals, I can move the tail stabilizer. Not stabilizers are these ones on top. That's the tail. If something. Rudder. So you can actually see is... No. There it is. Wind a little bit. Maybe. Okay, so we're now flying along this, I think here is the Zambezi River that we're flying alongside of. Gonna head into more clouds here. Can actually see the river on the little map here. I put on the terrain here. You can actually see everything is so far green. There's some yellow areas here, but as long as there's nothing red, I'm happy. Oh, sorry. And it starts raining again. Really heavy. And we have another... Where this is? That's quite heavy rain. Because normally it would fly above this. Now we're seeing the Zambezi River above us, in front of us. And this is of course the river that is the reason for the Victoria Falls. When one of the rivers, it joins... Oh wait, this is not the Zambezi. Ah, no wait, Zambezi is north. This is actually the Chobe River we're following. Oh. Okay, we could have followed the Zambezi if I had flown a bit further, but anyway. We'll be following them a little bit when they join together. After Asane. There are some turbulence in the air here. I'm gonna see. Yeah, we don't have anything after that one, so we need to get in touch with Livingstone. if we can. Hey, Kasane. And okay. We have airport. I'm gonna put in a 2 so as a waypoint as well to just have something after. So. Next one there, just so we have another waypoint after. In case we can't find Livingstone. FLHN. Furthest away is Jamba Airport. I think that is... Looks like in the wrong direction. There we have the river. More rain. Okay, let's see which ones we actually reach. We are quite a lot away from this waypoint. Still, we are 42 nautical miles away from it. So halfway between our destination. Still would like to be able to have contact with Livingstone Airport, the Linda Old Airport. That's like in the opposite direction. Why don't you give me an airport that's like ahead of me instead of being behind me? I have Kasane here, okay. Yeah. So airports here are airports that are in front of me. If I go further away, they end up with airports behind me. Interesting. Mapula Airport. Still have no still can't contact Livingstone. Oh well. Guess that's how it is. Just have to wait. Hope for the best. Because I've looked at the recommended for both, and then when I got to the airport, it's been like doing the opposite. Well, you only landed on one airport. Yeah, but it was opposite of what I wanted. Yeah. And it happened before as well. Ibu. Alright. I've been trying to get rid of these things, but I haven't. No matter which things I turn off, they're still there. We have the rivers circling, making its way south of us right now. Another thing, talking about a completely different thing. Planning on getting a new desk, and once I do that, I'm gonna change the orientation of it a little bit, and I'm gonna buy a green screen that I can set up so that it looks a little bit better on, with me not showing everything behind me. Elephant. Livingstone! I saw you. Hey! Hello, Livingstone. To Livingstone Tower. Request full stop landing.
Livingstone Tower, TS 151574 miles, west 5,700 to land.
They were like, what?
1515 Livingstone Tower.
Yeah.
QNH 1008. Fly left downwind runway 28.
Knowledge pattern.
Enter left traffic runway 28, TS 1515.
Okay, and we have barometer. To 8 there, and then all right, left traffic, which means go procedures for Livingstone. This one can please just. I don't want to go there. That one seems very tight. Might go to Aksama. That looks like a good point. Okay, so we get Getok and then up to Aksama. I think looks like a nice way to go. This one can just stop. Getok. Then up to. I could set it to Aksama. Execute, and then we're gonna go arrival for there. Execute. That should be right. That should give us sort of entrance into the runway. Maybe that's a little bit too tight. I should choose an Avaro instead. None of these transitions actually work for me. I don't know what. Yeah, Queens prefer one-way 33, but they want me to run on one-way 28. Yeah, that. Oh well, we'll see what happens when we get there. Oh, hello. Fly left downwind, yeah, left downwind. That's what I'm gonna do. Feels a little bit precarious to fly like this. Okay, we're now heading towards Atuso. Turning slightly. And the weather is pretty bad. I wish I could get the... oh, here we have the... Chobe River beneath us. Here. I feel like I might want some more space here. How much? That's about 4 nautical miles. I will be fine. It'll be so close to approach, so. Here we go into Kasane, which is a decently big town. Right on the border. Oh, it's not a very big town. But they have an airport. And it's also where the Zambezi River comes from there and joins up with Chobe. The Chobe is a tributary to the Zambezi. Would have been just the opposite if they decided that the... when you look at the map, you see that the Chobe is actually running into the Zambezi. Two mighty rivers meet. away this one. Pop. "13 minutes left, according to what they say here." We're flying into the clouds again. Right when yeah. Now we have very, very low visibility. Basically flying into the clouds all the time. We have a slide. Yeah, I understand why they want us to land on that runway in Livingstone. Okay, there we have the mighty Zambezi. Which I think is one of the bigger rivers in Africa. Not sure how big. And actually check. Zambezi River is a river in South Africa and Africa's 4th longest river, with a length with different sources that's to be between 2,660 kilometers and 3,540 kilometers. It has several tributaries among the Luanga River, and it has a oh wait. It has a draining basin, covers about 1.4 million square kilometers, slightly less than half of the Nile's. The river rises in Zambia and flows through eastern Angola along the northeastern border of Namibia and the northern border of Botswana, then along the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe to Mozambique, where it crosses the country to empty into the Indian Ocean. The Zambezi's most noted feature is the Victoria Falls. Its other falls include Shavuma Falls at the border between Zambia and Angola, and Gonoye Falls near Sioma in western Zambia. We're actually flying beneath the clouds. Flying along the river here. Oh, there's some farmland. Fun fact about why they have like these circular fields. It is that you used to have when you have like an ox, something like that. That's where it comes from. That you would put a stick in the ground, and then you have a have a rope, and you start, and then you go in circles around the rope in order to get good wide Like a perfect circle around. It's one of these. There's probably more reasons to it. Right, we are closing in on our destination. And this stream been going, I'm halfway through the stream. I haven't even reached my second landing airport yet. Well, that's your fault. What? Is it my fault? Yes, it's your fault. Or not. Or being so stubborn on flying in low altitude. Well, I could fly even lower altitude if I wanted. I would like to fly on like really low altitude, but this plane complains about it. If I go down below 500 feet, it can start going landing gear, landing gear, landing gear. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna land. Ooh. Looking at the landing procedures, yeah, arrival procedure, actually don't have a left downwind landing procedure here in Livingstone, and we're actually now passing the airport, which means I'm gonna slow it down. There is the airport. Mm. 3,251 feet. I am gonna go
altitude.
Are you? What are you doing? Oh, okay. Um. 'm think I'm gonna make a visual approach here. Sort of visual approach. Gonna be an interesting approach this. Because we're gonna go to this then and we're gonna take a very sharp turn.
altitude.
Seriously, what are you doing? Yes, because you haven't actually set in the airport. Yeah. Alright, go over to heading mode. Heading of 28. That's what I was planning on. Okay, where do we have the airport? There we have the airport.
TS 1515. Wind tree 29er at 5. Cleared to land runway 28.
Clear to land runway 28, TS 1515.
There is the runway. If I can line up with it. And then gears down, flaps to max.
Autopilot.
Autopilot off. We're going manual from here. Thank you. We do have some wind here coming in from our side, so it's going to be an interesting landing. Oh, and it's really pushing me from... Hey, we're doing a slide.
TS 1515.
Oh well.
Turn next taxiway.
The wind was really coming on there. Pushing me to the side. Yikes. I did a power slide with the plane. Well, we get down in one piece. Probably blew a few
TS
tires.
1515. Contact ground on 118.1.
Tires. Alright. Knowledge.
Going to 118.1, TS 1515.
What they? No. Back to clear. You don't have any parking? Ground service? No. Okay. Don't have anything like that. I just have to park up somewhere and set up for my next destination. But before that, I need to stretch a little bit. So I will be back in a little while. Alright, stretch my legs a little bit, and let's jump in back to the cockpit and set up our next flight. Okay, so we are gonna go... You know what? First things first, we're gonna change plane. Which means that we're gonna go a little bit off script here. Hey. So I'm gonna change to a plane I've flown before. Gonna set it to runway 28. Gonna start the flight. Now with this plane I'm basically just gonna fly complete visual flight rules. This one.
Livingstone Tower,
Hey.
TS 1515 at runway 28, ready for departure. Departing straight out.
This is gonna be fun. It is our little arrow once again. What I'm going to do is basically look at little nav map and fly after that, trying to sort of fly towards the Victoria Falls. Let's see which way we're actually going to go. We're going to go a little bit to the right. Down towards the river. A little bit more hands-on flying than the Cessna, but it's also quite fun to be in the lane. Do a little bit things like this. More of a like this. I'm actually gonna do a whoop. Start the recording of this, so I have just this part because that's funny. What we're going to do first is fly along the river and pass over the Victoria Falls this way, then I'm going to turn around and fly towards the falls once again. And we're going to, at the end, land on Victoria Falls Airport. This is like a resort or something like that. We're coming up towards the falls here soon. Let's see how they have done it. If it looks okay or if it looks like crap. Well, it goes. Yeah. Yeah, they have not made it look very nice. Especially you see here with all the rivers like going up. Oh, why can't you model this correctly, like in a nice way? Here we see how they have done it completely. It looks absolute crap. Which is kind of boring. You couldn't have actually put in a decent modeling of the falls. Oh well. That was fun. I was hoping for something better. Right. Let's fly to Victoria now and
Victoria Falls Tower, TS 1515, is 10 miles north, 3900 with Gulf to land.
TS 1515, Victoria Falls Tower, QNH 1008. Make left base runway 12.
Enter left base runway 12, TS 1515.
alright. Yeah, they actually have ILS on this airport. I don't have ILS on this plane, so that really doesn't matter. Maybe I do, but this no, of course I don't have. It's the GPS system, just no flight computer or anything. Raining? It's raining. This is what fun with the plane, you can just fly it like this. It's much more nimble.
TS 1515, wind 000 at 4. Clear to land runway 12.
Now let's
Clear to land
here.
runway 12, TS 1515.
Okay, let's see if we can pinpoint the run. The actual. Be basically straight ahead of us, yeah. sort of. I think it's that one there. Okay, on to final approach. Okay, which is the runway? It's the big one there. This plane can fly very, very slow. This is actually quite fast for this plane. Oh, there we go. We are down on the ground.
TS-1515, turn next taxiway.
We are down on the ground. You know what? I am getting quite hungry actually. I think I'm gonna end the stream here.
Exit runway when able.
Actually gonna end it here and continue into Zimbabwe.
TS-1515, contact ground on 121.
Contact Zimbabwe. Contact Zimbabwe. Enter Zimbabwe in the next stream. Starting from there. I think that makes a good transition. Even though this stream was a little bit shorter. But everything is actually...
TS-1515,
Yes.
please acknowledge.
I will acknowledge. And also handing over...
Going to 121.1,
ancient planes here is a
TS-1515.
good transition point. I have to go all the way over to that end. Nice. And I've actually forgotten to put in an end screen for my stream here. I'm gonna try and remember to do before the next one.
Victoria Falls ground, TS-1515, taxi to parking.
TS-1515, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha.
It's a long taxiway. Because I can land on basically dying with this plane.
TS-1515, acknowledge last transmission.
Yes, and then also...
TS-1515, did you copy?
Taxiing to gate 10 using taxiway Alpha, TS-1515.
And I'm also turning off the microphone. I have to set something like that up. Sorry, my everything disappeared there for a while. But I need to set up a recording start and finish for when I record during streams. Or not start, that doesn't matter, but I need to set up a end stop. So I don't turn off the stream of the game. Well, this has been a bit of a shorter, nice flight over two famous natural sceneries. That was basically what I was planning to do on this stream. So in the next one, we're gonna head up towards Luanda and the capital of Zambia, and then fly through Zambia. If I can ever get to the parking here. It's a big airport. Yeah, the runway is 13,000 feet. I could have basically waited and landed on the other end of it, instead of having to drive the whole airport. Oh well. Well, we are pretty close here now. Alright, we're coming up to the parking here.
TS-1515, hold position, caution other traffic.
Yeah, let's see. Acknowledge.
TS-1515, continue taxi.
Roger, TS-1515.
Didn't even get the chance to say that I'm gonna hold. Didn't even need to hold. Oh, look at that. Look at that plane. Ooh, I wonder if I can... You want me to park right where that plane is? I don't think so. That's the kind of... Ooh, maybe I try one of that plane some at one day. Looks cool. Righty. Turning off the engine. Where do I turn off the engine? There, I turn off the engine. Alright. Thank you for anybody who watched, and hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, I will be back. Don't not exactly know when, but I will. So see you then, and thanks for watching.